Hey everyone, it's Dr. Jen Kordonsky from Optimal Spine Chiropractic, and this mini class is called Fit While You Sit. Now the research shows that the number of hours that you spend sitting directly correlates to your risk of chronic disease, and that's regardless of whether or not you exercise. So in this class, we're going to show you exactly why sitting is bad for your health and some tips and tricks for things that you can do immediately to protect your health. Welcome back. So, what's the problem with sitting exactly? There's two things. Number one, we sit for too long. We sit to do everything today, and that's not how our bodies were designed. We were designed to move, and this is going to impact our function. For example, the veins in your body actually rely on the contraction and the movement of your muscles to help pump the blood back to your heart efficiently. Another example is that the fluid that bathes your brain and spinal cord is not pumped by the heart like blood is. It's actually pumped by the movement of your skull and your sacrum or your tailbone. So if we're sitting for long periods of time, of course this is going to impact blood flow, and it's also going to impact the flow of that fluid surrounding your brain and spinal cord. So sitting there all day long is really letting that fluid get stagnant. The other problem with sitting is that we tend to sit in a way that causes damage. Typical sitting, we roll our hips underneath us and the low back goes into flexion. We lose that curve that we're supposed to have in the lower back. And now my head is forward of where it should be. This C-shaped position that is just commonly how people sit is going to put a ton of excess pressure on the discs and the nerves of the spine. Now remember, the nerves are the body's communication system. Think of it like the power supply, bringing the energy and the power to all of your organs, tissues, and glands so that they can function ideally. I want you to think of it like this. When we are sitting in this position, this is like flicking the light switch to the off position. We're cutting off that flow of information to the organs and glands. No wonder sitting is going to damage your health. When we sit in the upright and on position, then the energy and the nerve supply is flowing adequately and things are optimal. So it's really how long we sit and the way we sit. I want you to also remember that years of chronic sitting or poor posture is going to cause arthritis and decay of the discs and the joints of the spine. That means that the way your kids are sitting today to do their virtual schoolwork could be causing them to have disc problems later in life. Now we know that the health of your spine determines the quality of your life, so this is a big deal. So what's the solution? Well, number one, we need to break it up. Stop sitting for so long. Having intervals where we just stand up, and even if we just sit right back down, the research shows that if we did that every 20 minutes, that would do more to protect the health of your spine than an hour of exercise after sitting stagnant for an entire day. Ways that we could remember to break it up, we'll definitely set alerts, set reminders, and another good way is to just drink more water, because the more water you drink, the more often you're going to have to get up and go to the bathroom. So, number two, we need to practice great posture. I want you to think of a slight curve in the lower back, right? Not too much of a curve. Pull the belly button in and engage the abs. So slight curve in the lower back. And then I want you to think about your head being back, your ear being in alignment with your shoulder. You may need a lumbar support. You very likely are going to need to raise the height of the monitor that you're working on. If you're trying to work from a laptop, then chances are you're going to need a separate keyboard and mouse so that you can raise the monitor up and have your shoulders down and back. Really important, because we all do it thousands of times a day, is instead of looking down at our phone, I want you to think, bring the phone or the tablet or the device up to you. This is a small thing, but it's so repetitious that it's really important that we do it right. The last thing we're going to need to do is undo the damage from the past, right? You may find when you start practicing good posture that it's either uncomfortable or just exhausting to do. And that's because you have, after years, weakened muscles, you have tightened muscles, and there's very often joints that are either out of alignment or stuck, and there's scar tissue developing in those joints. So of course, we need to be getting adjusted to correct that. And there's 4 stretches that we should be doing on a daily basis to help undo this past damage. The stretches are, number 1, the chin tuck. So remember, the chin tuck is starting from good posture, just pulling your chin straight back, trying to make a double chin. It's not a big movement. It's not going from here all the way back. It's just going from here back as far as you can. So 10 reps of that is all it takes. The next stretch is the crucifix stretch. Again, starting with good posture, palms out, squeeze the shoulder blades back, and that's exercising the muscles in the back and stretching the muscles in the front. Third, I'd like you to be doing wall angels. If you can, you're going to have your back and head up against a wall, and then you're going to do just like you're making snow angels. Arms are going to go all the way up and then slowly all the way down. The whole time trying to maintain contact with the wall, with your body and your arms. And lastly is the hip flexor stretch. The hip flexor stretch is done in the lunging position. Remember to pull the tailbone in, tuck the belly button, and you're just going to press forward gently till you feel a stretch in the front of the hip. Now, you can request a reference sheet if you think you need a reminder of these. But essentially, you now have the awareness, the knowledge, and the skills to help build your health and protect your spine. Please share this video far and wide. Make sure you teach all of your family members these basics. Try recruiting a partner to help catch and correct these old habits, because it takes time and repetition. Now, don't forget to leave a comment or let us know in person that you've attended this class, and thanks for watching.